What up, though? What up, though? It's the incomparable Diesel Greasel, and you are tuned in to Know What I'm Saying. I got some shit to talk about, man. You know, I always got a lot of shit to talk about. That's why I be talking shit. But today, I got some specific shit I want to talk about, specifically speaking. And so, today, man, what I want to talk about is relationships. Y'all thought I was going to say something profound? Gotcha, niggas. Same shit, different day, because we eating the same food. But no, man. So, you know, as always, man, I get up, I scroll my timeline, I look for some inspiration just to get a pulse of what the people are talking about, man. What's important to the people? A lot of times ain't shit important to the people we're talking about, but more often than not, it's the same things that people are complaining about because we as humans only have so many experiences, bro. There's only so many fucking outcomes to the scenarios that we face. So we all have these shared experiences, you know. And so, man, it just got me to thinking, man, because I just got out of a situation where I dealt with a person that I would consider to be toxic. You know what I'm saying? Definitely consider to be toxic. And that's the word that people throw around all the time, right? Toxic. But I ended the relationship like I end most of my relationships because I'm a habitual relationship ender for the most part. But the reasons I end relationships is usually based on principle. It's usually based on like this person keeps doing this one thing that I just feel like to accept this is going to compromise my integrity, right? And that varies, right? But like when I was married, I didn't want to be married to the person anymore because they were very disrespectful with their mouth, right? And I don't have an issue with people being disrespectful with the mouth because I'm extremely disrespectful with my mouth. That wasn't necessarily the issue. The issue was a person kept accusing me of doing something that I wasn't doing, and it got old. My thing was like, yo, you accuse me of cheating, you accuse me of this, you accuse me of that. Yet you exhaust every resource known to man to prove these things, and everything has been inconclusive for one reason and one reason only. Not doing anything that would violate our bond. But this person wanted to keep accusing me of things and never once was humble enough to admit, like, you know what? You're right, I'm wrong. I've checked, I've looked, you're not doing anything, and I owe you an apology. This went on for 2 years. The person never, ever wanted to acknowledge, like, you know what? You are right. I am wrong. I'm accusing you of something that isn't true. And I really need to check myself and acknowledge that I need to find my peace somewhere else because I'm disturbing your peace. And I don't have a valid reason to continue to call you names or accuse you of being a person who lacks integrity. Because to assume that I'm cheating in my marriage, you're essentially saying I'm a person who lacks integrity, which that's a party foul. That's going to trigger me because I think I'm a person who has a lot of integrity. Not a perfect person at all, but the things I stand on, you can bank on that shit. I'm going to stand on that shit 10 toes down, as the kids say. I'm going to stand on business. I'm a very principled person. So fast forward, man, the most recent person I dealt with is a person, man, who lied a lot. They're a pathological liar. I think they're a cheater and dishonest and all that good stuff too, but that just all goes hand in hand with lying. But at the end of the day, the things that they were doing, they felt they needed to lie to me about. So that just made me feel like, you know what? I can't deal with this person. I can't trust this person because you're living a life that you feel you have to hide from me because you feel like if I know who you are, I'm going to give you a different version of me or I'm not going to deal with you at all, right? You know what I'm saying? That's more likely than not. I'm just not going to fuck with you on any level if I feel like I can't trust you. And the position that you're applying for or auditioning for is a position that has to be a person that I trust. Right. So this is why I walk away from a situation, you know? So I normally end the situation if it violates my principles. If it doesn't violate my principles, I'm willing to exhaust every option we can to reconcile and try to come to some sort of resolution if it doesn't violate my principles. If it does violate my principles, then it turns into a situation where I feel like I have to compromise my integrity to be a part of your life or have you be a part of my life. And what I'm receiving just isn't worth what I'm losing, meaning that my sense of self, you know? And so you got to walk away from those things, right? So with that being said, it led me to think this. What most people look for in a relationship is a person that they can manipulate without consequences. Read it again. What most people look for in a relationship is a person they can manipulate without consequences. meaning that what most people are looking for in a partner is someone that is going to allow them to manipulate them in ways without that person ever changing their behavior based on them being manipulated. And what I mean changing the behavior, meaning that I never treat you in a way that you don't want to be treated based on how you're treating me. That's what most people are looking for in a relationship. And I'm not even going to say most men or women. I'm saying most people are looking for people who they can treat in a manner that they don't want to be treated back. And this is why I struggle with dealing with relationships, because I'm all about reciprocity and fair treatment. I'm nothing if not consistent. My birthday is December 21st. That's 12/21, 1221. The same thing frontwards, the same thing backwards. I am all about balance and consistency. So when I find myself in a situation where I'm dealing with a person who wants me to accept things from them that they are not willing to accept back from me, or want me to accept things from them that I've made it clear that I choose not to accept, they're looking for someone that they can manipulate without consequences, because most people want to be immune to cause and effect. Meaning that most people want to, hey, I don't text you back on time, but when I text you, you need to respond promptly. I don't answer your calls all the time, but when I call you, the expectation is that you answer my call. This is what I've experienced in most of my relationships with people. People want you to do things to them or for them that they're not willing to do for you. And they want you to be this way all the time, or you're not consistent. And so at the end of the day, I feel like people as a whole are always going to do what is in their best interest. And I don't think that's a negative or a slight on any human being. I think that's all that we can be. I think at our core, all you can do is care about other people marginally less than you care about yourself, right? I think that as humans, you're always wired to want what you want first and then what someone else wants second. I think that's how all of us think at our core. I think that some of us try not to be that way because we feel like that's selfish and we're adhering to some sort of moral code or whatnot. But at the end of the day, that's pretty much what we all do. We want people to accept versions of us that we're not proud of. Right? And I feel like if you're not proud of who you are or something that you do, what's preventing you from changing it? What's preventing you from being that person that you want to be? A lot of us are just living life waiting on that perfect person to come into our life, and we think we're just going to be able to flip the switch like a playoff team and all of a sudden become a person that's of high character, of high quality. We think that we're all of a sudden going to become that husband or wife that we think that we are once we meet that person. We really want people to bring something out of us that we've yet to bring out of ourselves, and I think that's normal because we as humans are accustomed to people coaching and bringing the best out of us. You're accustomed to your parents letting you know that you could do something you didn't think you could do. You're accustomed as an athlete to your coaches letting you know that you're capable of things that you may not believe that you're capable of. So in relationships, I think a lot of us, we look for people who we're hoping are going to activate things in us that we didn't know existed. A lot of us, once you become a parent, you realize that you're different. This child that's yours, that you created, it brings things out of you that you didn't know was there. These are facts. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think it's unreasonable for us to expect that the right person in a relationship is going to unlock things in us or unlock potential in us so we can be better people or be the versions of ourselves that we feel we should be. I don't think that's unreasonable. I think what's unreasonable is the lack of grace that we show each other when we realize that people are not exactly who we expected them to be, and myself included. You know what I'm saying? I've sucked at showing grace. I can show grace as long as I believe that you're worthy of grace, meaning, okay, you made that mistake once. Okay, you ain't going to do it again. I can show you grace. Oh, damn, now you made it 5 times. Oh, why would I show grace to a person who continues to make the same mistake? Well, that's easy because God shows us grace every single day because we make the same mistakes over and over again, but that's God. We're not God. We're extensions of God. We are mirror images of God. But when you talk about like being a mirror image or a reflection is just a portrait of that. It's not the actual thing. You know what I'm saying? It just looks like it. It mimics it. It resembles it, but it's not it. You know? So like when we're not perfect, but we just have to get away from wanting to manipulate people to an extent. And that's all of us. It starts as babies, man. Our first form of communication as a baby is manipulation. I cry, mama put a titty in my mouth. That's the way it's supposed to be. It's cause and effect. But as we get older, man, we have to take accountability for warping our own realities, creating our own realities by the things that we do to people, because we do reap what we sow. I talked to a friend over the weekend and she mentioned something about karmic debts. And people always interpret karma as negative. Karma is neither negative or positive. Karma is what you have earned. It is what you have earned. If you stole something from somebody, then you have earned someone stealing from you at some point. Just like if you help somebody in life, then you've earned someone helping you out later in life. These are that's how karmic debts work. Karma is a good thing and a not so good thing based on the person who is earning the karma, based on their actions. And you know what type of karma you got going based on how you feel after you could do a deed. If you do something that makes you feel good about yourself, then you got some good coming. If you do something that makes you feel not so good about yourself, then you got something not so good coming. Because we truly reap what we sow. This is the world that we live in. This is the only way balance exists in this world is you get what you earn. You know? Whew, that was intense, man. I get to preaching. I'm going to wrap it up, though. The other thing I wanted to discuss really briefly is, can we leave internet therapy in 2023? I think for the most part, the internet has done a lot of positive things. Few people would debate that the internet has revolutionized how we communicate, how we interact, how we evolve as a people. Beautiful things. But we got to leave some stuff in 2023. Someone came on my status and said, I need to heal. And it just got me to thinking. People always come on people's statuses like, you need to heal. And I was like, wow, nothing says that you are healed and that you are emotionally whole like finding a random stranger's status on the internet and letting them know that you feel that they need to heal, because obviously whatever they posted has triggered you in some shape, form, or fashion, which indicates that you are not where you feel you need to be on your healing journey as well. I know that's a lot to take in, but it's infallible logic. Rewind it if you need to hear it again. We got to stop telling people that they need to heal. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, none of us are in a position to diagnose what anybody else is going through at all. You know what I'm saying? At all. We need to mind our fucking business. We need to heal as individuals, so you're not walking around telling people that they need to heal because their perspective has triggered you. You need to control what you can control, right? Control what you can control. We got to stop calling everyone a narcissist, man. We got to stop calling everyone a fucking narcissist. Everything isn't narcissism. Everything isn't. We need to go back to just, hey, some people are assholes. Some people are bitch ass niggas. But everything ain't narcissism. And last but not least, we have to stop using boundaries as an excuse to not be compassionate. I'm guilty of this one, boy. A lot of times we stand on business, stand on them boundaries, and that's our excuse to not show another human being compassion, because we have deemed them a person that is beyond reproach. We can't save this nigga. They're not deserving of our grace, let alone God's grace. We got to stop that. There's nothing wrong with having your boundaries. Like I tell people all the time, there's nothing wrong with being selfish. You as a human being should be selfish and take care of you. But there's something very, very wrong with being inconsiderate. They are not the same. Not the same. Selfish means that you're putting you first. Inconsiderate means that you're putting other people last. It's a big difference. You can never take more than your fair share when you're dealing with God. However, you can be a greedy motherfucker if you're not operating with God in your heart. People feel like you feel. People wonder why I have such insight when it comes to other people. It's because I feel like you feel. We go through the same shit, and I can put myself in your shoes and be honest, would I feel that way? You may be having a reaction that I don't necessarily agree with, but I'm human enough to put myself in your shoes and recognize that there is a potentiality that I could also react that way in that set of circumstances. It's possible. Now, there may be factors in my life that I take into consideration as to why I would choose not to act that way in that set of circumstances. But I'm not going to ever take it off the table that it's not possible for me to ever walk that walk with you. It happens to the best, man. It happens to the best. So, yeah, man, we got to leave that internet therapy in the past, man. In the past. As always, man, you got to make sure you follow, like, subscribe, and share. I be forgetting to put this ticker up the whole fucking podcast. I got to do better. Man. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this, man. I'm really trying to hit y'all with the real shit, what's on my mind. I do a lot of typing on Facebook, but I don't think people like to read. And so I think they would much rather hear me say it. And so I'm trying to just be more consistent and just share this insight, because I feel like God put it on my heart to put it on your ear. Do with that what you will. Hey, y'all be great. Y'all be blessed. Birthday's coming up in a couple days, so make sure y'all bless me on them cash apps. That's going to be $We Are DAP, WEAREDAP. Bless me, because I need it. We all need a blessing.